Well, hello there. How are you? It's been a long time since I've been in, and I'm feeling much better, and it is wonderful to be able to do this again because I've been, it's been hard for me to even last an hour making cards. My arm gets so tired. So today, I think I'm finally getting back to normal. So today I know you're probably wondering, why did I share stuff that was retired in the newsletter today? Well, it's because when I planned it, it wasn't retired, but apparently it is. So this is actually a really good set because it's gone. So if you didn't get it, I'm so sorry because you'd have to buy it. You could buy it probably pretty cheap now, I bet. But it has a nice font. It's kind of like a handwritten one. And I liked the Take Courage. And I know I probably have if friends were flowers, I'd have picked you. I don't know if I had, and I'd have the pick of the bunch, but mainly I got this one because it says, here's to all the beautiful things yet to come. So I am actually going to use that sentiment today. But the stamp set I'm featuring is this one, Grateful Blessings. And I bought this one also for the sentiments. The little flower is actually really simple and cute to make. And I thought it would be a really nice one to show for anybody who doesn't like coloring and wants to do really quick cards, because this set is perfect for that, especially because the fonts are so big, it fills it up and it's nice. You're such a blessing, and thank you for your prayers, and you are loved. All ones that I've been using a ton of. So the sentiment fills up the card a lot. And then if you get the Spotlight on Nature dies, which is what this one is, you have a card all set up. Like that background is just an old one from years back, that white overlay that I just slapped on and glued on. But today I am going to actually I'm going to start with this one. This one is super easy to do. It has the eyelet embossing folder, which I really love. This is the eyelet 3D embossing folder. I've been using that one a lot. The other card I used, one of our big plaid ones. Oh boy, that one's going to be nice. Once I get my camera down, I am going to go over on the internet and see if anyone pops on with me. I might not see you, especially if you're not a friend. It doesn't really show up, but that's okay. It's nice to have anybody sharing the love of making cards, because it's neat to tell other people how much you love them, how important they are. Oh, and that reminds me, here's another set. This is a brand new one that is a Christmas one, but I am going to be using this all year long. You're going to see this one a lot. In fact, you've seen it today in the newsletter. You're going to see it next week in the newsletter, because it has it has things that I am going to use a lot. Mighty God, everlasting Father. That's just this part of this sentiment, but I'm going to be using that. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. This is perfect for me right now with my cancer scare. And then praying that you will feel the Good Shepherd's care. Taking in this season and throughout the coming year, which is great for Christmas, but this part right here at the top is also going to be really handy for me. Just to share with people who are going to be encouraged to know that God cares and loves them, and He's praying for them even when we forget. He's doing it. He is the one we're praying to, but because Jesus is our intercessor, He, through the Holy Spirit and with the Holy Spirit and whatever, we don't really know the realm. We just know that we're told that He does intercede, prays for us. And that is the best intercessory prayer you're ever going to get, isn't it? All right. You can't beat that. But we do pray for other people. So I appreciate your prayers for me. I'm feeling really good. Things are going well. Jeff and I just got back from California. We were visiting our daughter and her family. It was so, so fun. And mainly though, I have to get this set, right? Mainly we were going to Jeff's school reunion. He likes doing that sort of thing. Not so much. I've always been kind of an antisocial person. I'm sorry, I just have been, just because I have issues. And I've gotten better. Right? I mean, we all get born with issues, I guess, to some degree. And then when you let God work on you, you get better. It doesn't mean that you're cured for sure, but you get better. So anyhow, let me get my sound off, and then I'll be able to see if anybody pops on with me. Now, this is going to take just a little while, hopefully not too terribly long, because I do have somewhat limited energy. So here is my website. I'm not keeping things up the way I was. Eventually, I expect to be able to again, but for now, I'm really not. But apologies. I actually might not put as many cards on Pinterest and all as I used to, because frankly, it hasn't been all that profitable for me to do it. And there are so many wonderful cards out there. I will share once in a while, but I'm probably not going to do so much. If you want to see what I'm doing, you're going to need to take my newsletter. So here's the QR code for that. Here's my Stampin' Up shop. If you want to buy any of the stamp sets and paper and all that from me, I sure appreciate it. My Square store, I don't know if you're going to last all that long either, Square. I'm sorry, but we all are having to make adjustments because things aren't as profitable as they used to be. Imagine that. Hopefully after November they will be. And the big change comes into effect. That would be so awesome. So many levels. All right. So today I am going to start with this card. Here's where I used this sentiment from Shepherd's Care, the Bible verse. You know, read Psalms. It's so good when you're discouraged or struggling in any way. It really is good. David was, and the other Psalms writers were just right on point, huh? All right, so I'm going to do the eyelet first. I do have a bandage on my finger. It seems like, even though I have to be careful with this arm now, but this arm, thankfully, is the arm that I got my blade like right on my finger when I was rolling it. I'm trying to be careful, but my goodness. So cut it at 5 1/2. We're just taking a sheet and cutting it in half, and then at 4 1/4. And we're going to just take this and put this aside for another day. And oops, not there, please. Don't do anything. Oh, I am late coming in, and it isn't my fault this time because my computer was acting up and I had a major glitch and I had to restart and do a reset point and everything was ridiculous. Now, for this flower, did I even bring it in? Yes, I did. There it is. The Everlasting Beauty. Did you know that this is celosia? And I actually went online to see. Oh, this is on the back. Jeff, when we came home from vacation, or was it just before we left on vacation? He said, put sheets and pillowcases have been switched. The management. He's so funny. He's been so helpful. He has done so many things for me. He's just taken on all kinds of responsibilities that I was doing. So that is wonderful. Celosia. I think I always say celosia, but it's celosia, I think. I don't know. You know, it's those feathery flowers. They come with a fan feather and with this actual feather, and it's not a still bee because the still bee has fern type leaves. So this has, I think this is celosia. I don't know, or celosia. I don't know really what this one is. It could be many things, I bet. Now, I think this is a dahlia. I don't know. And I think that's campanula, but I don't know. But I looked the flowers up because I used to love reading about what the meanings of flowers are because they all have a meaning. We used to give flowers to people to express our appreciation in a kind of a hidden flower language, and everybody knew what it was, and it was very fun. And I wish we still did that, but nobody does know. But it is online, so you can always just go and find out what it is, and it's fun. It's fun. So I did do that. And I'm getting out my embossing folder here, and again, this is the eyelet one. My tray like this. I don't need this one. Oops, I forgot to get my nice plates out. So I just put the eyelet in there. This is Mossy Meadow, and we're going to roll this through, and then that's it. This eyelet is a 3D, so it pops up really nicely. If you have tried to buy other embossing folders, you're going to realize that some of them are very not as good. Some of them are, and you just never know until you've run it through the machine. Now with the Stampin' Up one, I know it's going to be great. So just to know, if you're buying other products, The Stampin' Up! Ones are generally better, and if you don't like it, you don't think it is as good as claimed, then they will give you your money back on it. You're not going to get that with the other products. Okay, so all we did is, this is the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 embossed. And then I'm going to just move this aside. I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out before I do that. So let's take this out and get my cutting board back over here. And let me find an actual cutting plate. It is so beautiful outside. I really wanted to go down to the park. It's kind of warm. I'd have to stay in the shade. But other than that, it is really, really nice. Spotlight on Nature. So take the biggest circle die that has the little, you know, leaf edge, and we're going to cut that out. Let's do it on that plate, okay. I'm going to put it right up at the top, and then we will work through that. I think I'm going to go ahead while I've got this out. We'll cut out the other one too, because I'm going to do 2 cards really quick today. These are super easy ones, super easy. And look at that, all of the little dots out. Sweet. So now that one's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and pop these out, though, because otherwise, if I don't, the next time I go use it, and I'm going to use it again in just a minute, I'm going to be so mad that I didn't. So I've been trying to keep all of my little dots, like, right in my container. There went one out on the desk. Otherwise, they get on the floor, and it starts to get to be a huge mess in here with paper all over the place. When I had my surgery and I was just not feeling like doing anything, Jeff said, well, I haven't been having to take the trash out all that often because you don't have your paper stuff in it all the time. I thought, yeah, I know, I don't. I would like to, but I don't. I actually had some things made up and ready to make them into cards, but I didn't have the energy to actually make the cards. Oh, well, that's what happens. All right, so that one is done. Now, the other one's going to be on Very Vanilla. This is just basic white, but I'm going to do, this one is on Very Vanilla. So let me grab a Very Vanilla sheet. If I can find my Very Vanilla paper over here. I want to make sure I'm getting my actual Very Vanilla, because oh, there we go. I've got like a partial sheet, so this will work out good. All right, very good. So we get this going. And I'll cut. Now, normally I would stamp it and then cut it out, but just to further things along here, I'm going to do it in this order. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I'm going to save that. I'm going to put you away. I think we're done with you for now. Let's see. And roll this out. Aha, that looks good. Perfect. Let's get this done. Now we do have this is not the current, what do you call this? It's a weeder, I guess. No, this is probably the weeder, the little pick. Well, anyway, we have a pick tool, and this is the top of it, and then this is it's the pick tool. You know, you stick it in there. Well, I'm such an impatient person. I just take this roller and just do this. If I feel like my big one's not working quite good enough. I've had the other one a long time, and I do like the big fat handle. So, I pretty much just use my old one. But I did want the other picks that, you know, pick tool. This came with the other pick tools, and so I have it. I don't use it much. Don't tell anyone, okay? All right, so there we go. That one is done. And we can put this one away because I'm done with this whole little die set. Now, this is a great die set. It's just circles, and I need to put it where I thought my things labeled as just circles because I had a hard time finding it today. I had moved it to my layered dies section of the dies. All right, so we have Mossy Meadow. That's done. And then I'm just going to do, oh, we do still have a die to use. That's okay. This is Cherry Cobbler, because I didn't, at first I thought I was going to do Christmas with this. And then decided, you know, this flower is not Christmassy, so no, I think I'm not going to do Christmas. We're going to go ahead and just not do that. But the little dots there are from Shepherd's Care. So I'm going to first of all do that. We're going to do that as a stamped off little dot. And we're using Cherry Cobbler. It's going to have to be stamped off quite a bit because it's very dark. And I don't want those dots to show up all that much. Let's see, will that work? Yes, it will. No, I want to save that because I'm going to use that for my sentiment. Let me grab a scrap of paper down here. I've got a scrap somewhere. I always have a scrap. Where's a scrap? Like a good scrap, not a shiny scrap. I have a lot of shiny scraps. Here's a cardstock scrap. That'll work. Literally work. Okay, here we go. All right, so we just need some dots here. And that's probably good right there. I don't need a lot. And then we're going to put in the sentiment right now. I cut my Simply Chamois in half because I wanted to have it all in this container. My Simply Chamois and the little wiper for this glass board, and it wouldn't fit in that container. So I thought, why am I doing this? I thought Simply Chamois is way too big for me anyway. So we're going to do You Are Loved from Grateful Blessing. So I'm actually using 3 stamp sets. I grant you that, but I'll just do this, you know. We all have a lot of stamps, don't we? I hope you do. And if you don't, you should join my team so you can get a whole bunch of stamps. Do that when it is going to be best for you. Oh, I forgot. What I need to do is I need to sponge this before I do that. You know, we're going to use a very light sponging. Very, 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 very light. Because, and I don't really want a ton of ink. I should have grabbed okay, I'm going to get my hands messy and I'm not thrilled about it. We're going to go around the edge like this first, because that's going to give us the darkest bit on the edge. And we'll get that all good. Okay, and then I'm not going to dip in anymore now. That's going to be plenty. And then we're going to just work our way in very gently. Very gently. I'm getting a little more in here than I wanted, but that's okay. I did want it to be fairly dark, because the flower that I'm coloring can take it. It's red and green, so it's going to show up really well. Okay, now we're ready to kind of smooth that in a little bit more, like this. Okay, so now we've got that sponged pretty well. I do want the edge a bit darker. I did pretty good. That's not so bad. To do that, I'm going to take this and we're going to go right like that. Okay, you can kind of look at it and see, am I getting enough on it? Because you want a fair bit. Now this is going to start getting really messy on your hands, so you're going to want to be careful how you're holding it. Okay, I'm getting a good amount of ink on it, but it's still kind of like all on the edge. I'm going to work that in a bit more, because I do want this to be pretty dark on the edge. It's too easy to get carried away with this. I'm trying, but I'm having a little hard time. My arms aren't, they're not functioning quite as well as they should be. Let's just say I get tired and then I start getting sloppy. Okay, there we, oop, that was too dark. Oh, that's too bad. That was way too dark there. Oh, well, we're gonna live with it. So now I'm gonna see where my flower is gonna have to go. I'm gonna take that out, close that up for now so that I'm not in a big mess with it. Let's get that out of the way. Oops, I just knocked the camera. Let's get you back, hopefully. I'll try to fix that in a minute if it's still askew. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. I'm going to need to have my flower. I want this to cover up my splotch. So we're going to put the flower. How are we going to do this? Because I need to be able to see this really clearly. That is going to have to be here. My flower is going to have to go here. All right, so we're going to do You Are Loved right there. This is a little on the dark side, but I'm going to live with it anyway. And I'm going to use black for the flower. Okay, I do still have some of that red pigment on here, it's true. Once you've done this little polymer stamps, you would have to use a stamp cleaner to get that stuff off. That's just kind of the way it is. I've learned to just accept it, which is not that big a deal, really. Okay, so there's that. You know, there's been a whole bunch of stuff going on at Stampin' Up, and I have been missing so much of it. It's true. I think I'm going to get this sentiment, too, before I put all of this cherry cobbler away. It's so messy that I want to get it put away. So I'm going to put this over here for now, and I'm going to stamp this with that Bible verse from Shepherd's Care. Now, these things are going to go quickly. I don't know. I have not been keeping up because I just don't have time to do it right now. But if there is a stamp set that you like this Shepherd's Care, you need to get it right away. It is a Christmas one, but it's going to go quickly. In fact, I hope it's not gone already. This one, at least, is just a stamp set. I don't think this one had any dies, because I don't have any in here with mine, but that Shepherd is really nice. The Bible verse is really nice. This is a very nice little holy, Jerusalem background stamp that I'll be using a lot because I've got other Shepherd ones too. So I'll cut that out in a bit. And let's see what else we're doing. I think I'm done with the stamped off piece. And we've got this, and we need to do this with black. Now, next week I have a very fun thing planned. And since I'm feeling really good, there shouldn't be any reason why I can't do it. And I'm very excited about it. So please join me next week. We are going to be seeing how to make this little fun fold and the animals. So that is from Hearts and Hugs. And there's a lot of really cute, fun animals. So do stay in with me and see that, because that's going to be so cute. I'm sending out a newsletter at some point this week. I'm way behind on my newsletters. Usually they are like so far ahead, but we were gone. We were gone, and I had a lot of things going on. Oh man, those dirty hands. Okay, gonna have to just lighten up on that. All right, so that is celosia. So celosia actually means courage and boldness. So if you wanted to tell somebody, have courage, be bold. That's why we have the sentiment here, take courage, I guess. Because actually that is one of the meanings for this flower. And that was news. I didn't know that. Courage and boldness. And the leaves and the shoots, the young shoots, apparently a long time ago, people, maybe they still do in some countries, because, some people actually are still using herbal techniques to stay healthy. And it's not bad at all. So they ate the young shoots and the leaves, and it helped with all kinds of things. In fact, the seeds, I guess, from this is also edible, and you can make an oil from it. So, yeah, I'm not really sure that I would choose to do that, but I wouldn't ever discount somebody from doing it because it can be very useful. So here's Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. I'm going to take the dark Mossy Meadow because, of course, we're going to need some real dark coloring here for these leaves since we're coloring on red, right? Okay, so I'm going with this real dark Mossy Meadow, just a little bit there. And then just the light, just a little bit with a bullet tip to get a little bit more of that blended there. You can see I am not taking a lot of care. You don't have to. This is a very easy set to color. You don't have to like labor anything. There's the stem. Very easy to color. And then this is our light. No, that's dark. I need my light Old Olive. Where's my light Old Olive? I've got it here somewhere. I just have to find it. I am not seeing it. Hello. I know you're here somewhere. Light. Aren't you? Or did I use you up? I mean, sometimes that happens. I see some. Oh, there you are. Light Old Olive. So I'm going to take this tip because it's quick. And we're going to just kind of go over the whole thing very quickly. And then I'll use the bullet tip to get the actual edge. Okay, now I think you can see pretty well how, even though I am going on a red background, it's coloring it quite nicely because this green is strong enough to be able to do this. And I'm going out of the lines a little bit. Yeah, you know, we're not gonna fuss about it. Okay, very good. And then that's it for that. Then all I need is actually I'm gonna leave those out for the other flower I'm gonna be doing. And oh, no, I'm not, because I'm using a different green on that one. So I'm going to put those away. I think I'll get out my soft succulents and my seafoam, though. That's what I'll be using on the next card. And these are, soft seafoam is still available, but soft succulent is not. So sorry. You've got to get your things when they are there and then keep them just before they retire. Like right now, they're going to be retiring a bunch of colors again. Did you know that? There's a whole bunch of colors that are going to be retiring. So here's Cherry Cobbler and Real Red. So we're going to do our light Cherry Cobbler bullet point for the undersides of this flower, just to get some dark there. And then the light Real Red for the rest of it. Yeah, it's a little too bright. Let's do dark Real Red. Okay, because I don't want it to be too big of a change from our Cherry Cobbler color, since that's the main color. There's our Celosia. Pretty. And it's, you know, a little, I would have liked to have left it a little lighter in the center here, but I didn't. And that's why when you're sponging like that, the sponge I used is this big one. But when I did that, I actually used a little tiny sponge. That brush is a big one. We do have little brushes, and that's fine, but those brushes hold a lot of ink. And they're a little harder to use if you're trying to get just a tiny, tiny bit on there. So now what I want to do is I want to cut out this leaf just a little bit so that I'm going to just use my, don't tell, I know I have the X-Acto, but it's not. Yeah, I know. So we're just going to go around here with this little X-Acto blade, just to get this leaf out a bit. I have the tip, the X-Acto tip, on my Picket tool. But same story. I use the spatula, so that and the little rubbery thing, that's what stays on my pick-a-tool, and I just never change anything. I just don't. I'm telling you, I'm pretty lazy. All right, so now our sentiment is going to go in under here, and this is our sentiment. And I've got my card all ready to go, so we're just going to glue this on. Okay. Let's glue this on. This is your 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. And it's just a standard white, basic white card. Now, I know when there's going to be a new catalog again. Right now, we have our holiday catalog out. But in December, we demonstrators are going to get to order from the brand new catalog, little mini, that I believe will come out in January. There usually is a celebration going on right about that time. Celebration is when you get free products for every $50 you spend. They also most likely will have a wonderful opportunity to join. And that offers real savings. So if you want to join our team, I take care to give you guys some good gifts for doing that. And you will appreciate having the opportunity to be able to, oh no, I don't want that one. No, I'm trying to find the right die to cut this out with. You'll have the opportunity to save money on every single purchase you make. So this is the die that I've selected, and I have no idea what set it is. It just matches. I'm going to put a whole lot. Unbounded Love is what this is. Unbounded Love. This is a really good one, and it is current. Unbounded Love is a great wedding set. And so I would definitely get it if I were you. It has these absolutely fabulous dies in it. They're all different sizes. Very handy. Oops. Let me try that again. It's not quite where I want it. There we go. All right, very good. So we've got that cut out. And do I have another thing to cut out? No, I don't. Got everything cut out now, so that's good. There's that. And the scrap. Oh, Jeff and I, when we were in California, had the opportunity almost every day, maybe even every day we were there. Oh, man. We go to a coffee shop place called Java Man. It's in Hermosa Beach. They have, Jeff says it's not the best coffee, but it's really good coffee. I actually think it's really good coffee. Of course, they have soy milk. Right now I'm on soy milk. And not every place has soy milk. A lot of them are just doing almond milk. And almond milk is fine. I can have almond milk, and that's great. But soy milk is actually has some protein in it, and the almond milk just doesn't have any or much. It depends on whether you have any soy with it or not. So I did find some soy milk that has it's called it's almond milk, but it's a protein almond milk, and it has soy in it. It's like sweet. Very sweet, sweet, sweet. I mean, it's not literally sweet. I'm just saying that is sweet, that it has some protein in it. Because right now I'm trying to eat very, 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 very healthfully and getting more protein than I have been. Because I haven't been too worried about protein, but I need to be because my calories are pretty limited. All right, so I need to count up those grams of protein. There we go. So now this is going to go on here like that. And then we want to tuck this in Oops, let me grab my little something to grab with. There we go. Let's do it again because I lost it instantly. That's going to tuck in like right here somewhere. Oops. Going to have to tuck you in there. Ooh, it barely fits. Fabulous. All right, so I'm going to take my dimensional and put you right here so I get this right where I want it. Okay. And then I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to bend that leaf up so I don't lose it. We're going to put just a little bit of glue there and tuck you down in there. There you go. It's all done. Isn't that cute? So cute. And what a great card to send to somebody that's not feeling very good. You are loved. God loves you, and he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Believe me, the wounds can be emotional or they can be physical, but it doesn't really matter because they still are wounds and you feel them. It's nice to know that God is always there taking care of us because he is. He cares more about you than you do yourself. I'm serious. He really does. All right, so now that one is done. We're going to take this one, and this is the card we're doing next. And I'm using that fun Petunia Pop. Now, I wanted to take the plaid and do it on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut a little piece of this very vanilla right across here like this, and then just another piece like right here. Okay, and then this is going to be 4 inches across. I did not measure it, I just eyeballed it because it doesn't really matter how big it is. But that is going to be our little piece of Petunia Pop. Plaid. Here's the plaid. This is a very big folder. And I'm going to put my main line right in the middle here. Okay, so I do need this up again one last time. So we can do this folder. Fits right in there, doesn't it? Just like a glove. It's long, but it's still just 6 inches across, so it's not a problem. And then the reason people want these really big ones is because there's a whole bunch of scrapbooking people that have joined our group, and a whole lot of people are doing scrapbooking. It's nice to have bigger embossing pieces if you're doing something for a scrapbooking page. Now, it did cut it. I haven't had that happen before. Sometimes these 3D ones can do that. Maybe my paper was, maybe I bent it up or something. It's a little bit bigger of a piece than I want, so we're going to trim that down a bit so I can trim that off. Now, you have to be careful starting to do that because when it starts to cut like that, when you trim it, it can really go haywire. So I'm going to just do very light a couple of times, see if it cut it. Good, that's better, and that's the width I want. This is a little more than an inch. It looks to me like about 1.25 inches. All right. Oh, Petunia Pop. This is a very pretty color. We're going to cut this at 5.5. This is another sheet. It's a whole sheet and 4 1/4 across. Like that. Okay, and now we want this paper. This is full of life. This is a little designer series paper I bought a whole bunch of because it has really pretty colors in it. Ones I knew I'd be using a lot of. And I want this yellow to be up here, like where the sky is kind of. So we're going to cut this section is going to be on this card. I only did a little bit. I didn't do all of it. Let's measure it and see how much of that I've got. Where are you? Oh, there you are. All right, so we have got obviously 4 inches across, and we're going to do 3, looks like 3 3/4. So I'm going to go 4 inches across, and then 3 3/4 of an inch this way. And now that's going to just be glued right on here. I'm going to save these scraps because, again, like I said, this is a really pretty paper. I love it. It's pretty, pretty, pretty. So hang on to that. Got my little pieces here. All right, I hope you are having a wonderful day. Went and worked out. My workouts are going really well. I wasn't really sure because we were gone more than 2 weeks, and I took all of my exercise clothes with me. I was so ambitious and didn't work out even one time. At least Jeff did a little bit, but I didn't at all because I just was still feeling pretty tired. I thought, you know, I want to enjoy this visit. We got to see our grandkids. That was wonderful. Our daughter and her husband. And the weather was perfect in Hermosa Beach in Gardena where they live. Perfect. It was so nice. We had a wonderful time. And then Jeff did his reunion, and that was fun. I haven't been to it before, so it was nice to be able to put faces to some of the names that I've seen on Facebook. It was nice to talk to you guys. They're fun, fun, fun. All right, now I've got some petunia top ribbon, so let me grab it, cut it off. I'm going to just cut a pretty good sized piece off because I've learned that it's hard to make a bow if I'm trying to be careful with my ribbon. So I'm going to just tie a ribbon here randomly, and then, oops, let's get it in the middle. Okay, there we go, so that I can do this a little easier. And then adjust and cut. And I'm not cutting off a ton, but when I first started making cards, you know, I couldn't afford to just go through a ton of supplies. Again, unless you're a demonstrator. When you're a demonstrator, because of your discount, you can buy a lot more stuff. It's true. I mean, it's not something you might want to hear, but it's the truth. Okay, there's my little ribbon. Isn't that cute? We're going to go ahead and just let it be whatever it is, even if it's not quite hanging the way I want it to. These are dull. Do not use those. I have ruined so many edges of ribbon by using my dull scissors. I only use those for ribbons. Those are only ribbon scissors. But I forget to use them, just like with my little pick-a-tool. Forget to use it. Well, I forget that too. All right, we're going to put this like right in the middle, right there, and then this is going to go here, kind of tuck you in, maybe there. So I want this thank you for your prayers in here. And you can see I sponged something. Do you know what I sponged? We've got a fabulous color. This is the first time I've really used it, called Basic Beige. I love it. It's really, really nice. But I'm going to grab if I can find them. Where did I put them? I've got other sponges that oh, here they are. I have got other sponges. I've got like a whole bunch of variety of sponges. One of the things that I like to use is just little cosmetic sponges like this. These are easier for me to manage because they don't soak up the ink so much. And I don't want much of this beige on here, but I did want some. Mainly I wanted to do this to see how it would look on this Berry Vanilla, and I really like it. It has a slight, but very slight, kind of a greenish tinge to it, and that's partly why I use soft succulent and soft sea foam with this leaf, because I felt like it would probably go with this beige a little bit better. Now, if you want more color, then it's much easier to very smoothly use. See, I'm only getting a tiny bit on here. This is the sponge I used for the other one, and it was more successful than my brush, I must admit, but that's okay. All right, now we are ready for the flower. So let's do the flower. Actually, do I want to do the flower? I think I better do the sentiment first because it's so big. Thank you for your prayers. I have a whole bunch of cards I need to send out with this sentiment. So I'm not getting very many made yet, but I've been working on it because there have been so many wonderful people praying for me during my cancer scare and surgery. Petunia Pop is so pretty. And also, thank you. God got me through it. Oh man, I was very, very scared. All right, so we're gonna put you like right there. Isn't that pretty? I do need this because I need that for the flowers. Let me clean this up. If you have been praying for me, please let me know. I really appreciate it. I know some of you have been, and some of you have gone through this experience too. Or something maybe worse, or not as bad. But I'm just saying, everybody has life happening to them, and it's good when we know God is with us because he definitely cares and protects us. Now I am going to put this little flower. This is a campanula. Okay, this campanula is also a flower that you can send as in offering gratitude, humility. This one had a whole lot of meanings when I looked up the meaning of flowers for campanula. Gratitude, humility, faith, everlasting love. That's a good one. Everlasting love. So it was perfect for these sentiments. You're a blessing. You are loved. Thank you for your prayers. I'm grateful for you. Somebody looked up the meaning of flowers when they were figuring out what sentiments to do on this set. Thank you so much, Stampin' Up, for taking that bit of trouble to make things easier for us, because it was really nice for me to say, oh, this is actually what the flowers means. This is so cool. So I'm going to try to stay away from the words a little bit there so that my flower doesn't mess it up at all. And then you're going to see how now there isn't a stamp for the leaf color, but there is a stamp for the flower color, and the leaf is so small and skinny, it's very easy to color. But I do really like that we have, and there are leaves there that you could use, but they're, again, I think they're an outline. I haven't used that one yet. But here's the flower fill. So when I'm doing instructions for a card, you will sometimes see that I've written the flower fill color. And it's a two-step stamp. When you do that, you stamp this one color, and then you go back and you stamp the other color with the two-step. And, you know, I'm not sure if I want this stamped off. I think I do. I'm going to go there and there. Oh, yeah, I definitely want it stamped off. So we're going to do that. And then get it going the right direction. We'll stamp it right on here. If it's off a little, that is going to be fine. But actually, look at that. It was perfect. Perfect, perfect. And so easy. Perfect match of color with your inks is another reason we do Stampin' Up. It matches your color of your ink, matches your paper, matches all your little embellishments, your ribbon. Try to find ribbon that matches absolutely perfectly with your ink colors. It's going to be tough unless you're doing Stampin' Up. Anyway, let's see. That is that. And then I did do these little birds. You know what? The little birds, I don't remember where I got those from. I'm so sorry. I happen to have them cut out and ready to go. These are all the things I still have to work on with you. So it has to be a set that's relatively new. I wonder if it's, I don't think it's the trees. I don't think it's obviously not the wreath, because the wreath is the one that has the cardinals. Where did I get the little, I don't know, but I did enough of them because I knew I would be wanting to use those little flowers. So These are all my projects I'm still working on that I did before I went in for my surgery. All right, now all we need to do is color in the little leaf. I'm gonna take my dark soft succulent just on the bottom here, like that, and then I think my light soft succulent's gonna be fine. Let's see if it is. Oh, that's soft seafoam, but it's dark. Let's see how it looks. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fine. We're gonna just go with that. So there we go, and the leaf is done, and that doesn't need to be colored. It's good, and so that's that. Okay, now those were just soft smoky slate and probably the color lifter or something like that. Then this is just going to be put on with dimensionals and then our little birds, and we are almost done with this. See how quick and easy these cards are? Aren't they beautiful? Now, if you want to follow me, I really appreciate it. Just go up to the top of my page, click follow. And if you click on your notifications and allow notifications on your computer, you have to do it on your computer. You might even have to do it on the actual Facebook webpage. I don't know. They change things all the time. But if you want to be notified when I go on, you will have to click on that you want notifications. And if you don't like hearing ding, ding, dings and notifications, then you're not going to know, and I'm terribly sorry. But you can always go to see the replay. You can always just click replay, and it'll replay it for, I don't know, 6 months. I'm keeping them on here just 6 months or so. I don't think I'm keeping them on forever anymore because they give you the option. And they are on forever on my YouTube page and on my Pinterest page. I've been sharing all of my stuff there too. So anyway, we'll put this little bird there. I love birds. I am a sucker for birds. It's possible that I bought the set that has this little bird in it just for the little bird. I'm kind of a nut that way because they're so cute. It's like our prayers going up to heaven, right? Our little dove. Just figurative, okay? Just figurative. All right, that is that. Then you've got your standard, again, 5.5 by 8.5 inch card. That's already cut and ready to go. If it was a very vanilla one, that would be better, but it's not, so I'm going to use it anyway, even though it's white. And then I'm going to just put my glue on here. We are almost done. Thank you for sticking in here with me. I know I've been off and on, not on. But I should be better now. I'm doing fine. Today is the first day that I have done this where I don't feel terribly, terribly exhausted right now. The last time I tried this, I did. And I just thought, I can't let that happen. So I'm not going to be on for a little while. But now, I think I am back. I just have to be careful not to do too much. And I'll be just fine. As long as God wants to keep me around, I'll be just fine. I'm ready to go anytime, so it's good. It's all good. Thank you for your prayers. You know what? There's a story about this, too, this campanula, because they got the name bellflower for another reason, apparently, because there was a Venus myth. Vanity is one of the words that you can associate with campanula. If you want to send somebody and say you're so vain, you always think about yourself. Well, you can send a campanula. It's kind of a mean thing to do, and I wouldn't recommend doing that ever. You might find that being turned on you, but I suppose people in the Victorian times just didn't mind being a little insulting with their flowers because they knew nobody was probably going to really care that much anyway. I don't know, maybe they did. But Venus had a looking glass that she liked to look into, but a little shepherd boy stole it, and then he wouldn't give it back. And then when she went to get it, and I think tried to get it or whatever, it broke. And where it fell, everywhere the shards of glass fell, the campanulas grew up. So that's how that story, it's a myth. You know, one of those Greek myths. And the shepherd boy, the reason it's a vanity thing is because the shepherd boy was the reason he didn't give the mirror back to Venus is because he became so entranced with his own appearance in the mirror that he fell in love with himself and he wouldn't give it up. And so it's a very strange story. I'm going to show you my other celosia. It turned out better. These are the 2 cards we did today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please check out my pages and go to the website if you want to make these cards and purchase them through my shop Stampin' Up QR code, or go to my newsletter and sign up, and you can always click on links there, or you can just go to Stampin' Up and type in Kathy Crow's cards. There is another Stampin' Up Kathy Crow. So I'm not in Illinois. I'm in Missouri. Sorry, Kathy Crow in Illinois. I don't want you taking my business, and I know I don't take any of your business that I'm aware of. I hope not. I would like not to. So these are the 2 stamp sets that I've used that are current. The other one is not. So you would not be able to get that. But remember that Spotlight on Nature die, which we used here, and the embossing folders, the Eyelet embossing folder, and let me get my hand up here, and the plaid one. Those are current, so you can buy those, and you can buy those through me. I will send you a gift. There's I need a haircut. My bangs aren't hanging nicely anymore. Boy, I'm getting pretty shaggy. All right, thanks a lot, and I will see you guys, I hope, next week. The Lord willing, I'll be here. I hope you are there too. Enjoy the fall. It's beautiful out there. I'm so looking forward to riding my bike again. I think I'll be able to. Last time I was just too bumpy and I couldn't do it. I decided, I better not come out and do this until I'm a little more healed up. And hopefully I am. We'll see. But it's good, and I think I should be able to. Anyway, the weather wasn't good for it then. Anyway, it was hot, and now it's nice. So God sent water for my flowers. I'm so glad. Our roses are still blooming. The zinnias are still blooming, and those are from Erica Serwin. She's on my upline, and she sent us all packages of zinnias if we bought a class from her. And oh man, those zinnias, thank you, Erica. Those have been fabulous all summer long. Just wow, blaze of color. They're getting a little mildewy now, but I'm shocked that it took the whole summer to do. Usually zinnias are pretty bad with mildew. I haven't had a lot of luck with them until this year, so it was a great batch. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. I will see you next week. Blessings, prayers, and good wishes to you. Bye.